Section 2, Digital Transformation with New Age Technologies, Blockchain, Artificial Intelligence, Machine Learning, Internet of Things by Mr. Manish Shukla, Techno Business Consultant from Pune. Mr. Manish is a Techno Business Consultant with 14 years of industrial experience in various domains and technologies, agnostic with extensive experience in new age technologies such as blockchain, IoT, mobility, and data science, AI, ML, and RPA. Mr. Manish is basically an MBA professional with close to 15 years of experience in pre-sales, solution arbitration, bid management, sales and client relations, account management in IT, ITES industry. He has extensive experience in creating solutions for IT managed services, offering and creating technical solutions, effort estimations, costing, SLA, and ROI calculations. Extensive experience in blockchain consulting, IoT, and solution orchestration. He also has extensive experience and expertise in providing solution support to the sales team for blockchain, IoT, data science, cloud technology, robotic process automation, ERP, CRM, middleware, enterprise mobility, network management, and IT infrastructure management. He also has extensive experience in managing.
Maha, can you please mute yourself? Maha?
He has extensive experience working across geographies like North America, UK, Europe, India, ME, and Australia. He has extensive experience in financial, healthcare, life science domains, especially in clinical trial management ecosystem and commercial. He also holds PGDBM in marketing and IT from IMT Ghaziabad. He also holds Bachelor of Technology in Electrical Electronics from Bharat Institute of Technology, Meerut, UP. He also attended Holden Sales Training at Paris Capgemini University. His domain experts are BFSI, that is capital markets, banking, payments, cards, and insurance, life sciences, and manufacturing. He also has professional experience on SAMA technologies, and he has held various responsibilities leading the pre-sales function and team. We welcome you, sir, on behalf of College of Management, SRMIST, to take the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for inviting me to participate in this session. And I really hope that everyone is doing good, especially in this current pandemic times. And I will be happy to share my knowledge and experience in digital transformation, where the industry is heading. So everyone, I always prefer having interactive session. If you have any questions, feel free to ask your questions and post your questions into the chat box. I will be happy to answer. Okay. I have shared my screen. Hope my screen is visible to everyone. Kavita, ma'am.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yes, Manish, we can see.
Great. Okay. So, yeah, so let's start. First of all, I really want to touch upon, we heard a lot about this term, digital transformation. After all, what is this digital transformation? This is a really important question. Why so much buzz about the digital transformation? What is the meaning of the digital transformation? See, digital transformation is not a new term. Let me be honest with you. It's even the moment internet and computer came, from that era only the digital transformation is talked about. Whatever you're trying to do something digitally, and rather than manual, try to convert manual work into the digitally, it's called digital transformation. Earlier, we all remember that the banking system used to work on the ledgers and files. And the moment CBS came and computerized banking system came, That is also itself a digital transformation, because the slowly migration from the manual effort to the digital effort, whatever you used to do manually, now you are doing computer with the help of computers, and the complete transformation of the process is called the digital transformation. However, over a period of time, because of the new technologies, new areas, new invention in the technological landscape, triggered the more advancement into the digital transformation techniques. And it opens the new door for the industries, for the people, for the government to do things more and more efficiently with the less cost. And hence, but however, at the same time, when the new technology comes, the older technology started to become obsolete, and the industry and companies are forced or preferred to migrate from the older technologies to the new technologies.
Students, today what we are going to discuss. Did I give any chance to you? I asked you. Nobody replied.
Hello. Okay. So, so as I was talking about, so as I said, digital transformation is nothing new. It's not a new term. It's in fact even in 90s, the digital transformation used to exist. The moment you try to do anything digitally, that becomes a digital transformation. What is new in the current term? The new in the current term is, yeah. So the new in the what is happening? What's the new in this current term is like, in the era of from 2000 to 2015, the rise of smart devices. We all know that in the current state, we all are quite dependent upon the smart devices such as mobile phone, smart sensors, IoT-based devices. So what is happening? Because of these smart devices and smart technologies, what is happening? The more and more real-time data is getting generated. Now you need a systems to automate the whole process. You need a system to analyze the whole data. You need a system to do the better prediction and better forecasting in your businesses. Okay. Now there is a say that whomsoever company will hold the data, will have the majority of the data, that company will rule the whole world. So biggest example is Facebook, the biggest example is Google, the biggest example is Apple, in fact. So you know why these companies are the pioneer in these areas? Because they got the data with them and they are able to utilize the data in their own sense. So you are using social network. So basically what you are giving information, you are giving your data, you are sharing your day-to-day life data with the companies. Based on these, they use various techniques, various data science techniques, various AI/ML techniques to understand your behavior, to understand your thought process. Accordingly, they can influence you, they can make you buy something which they want you to buy. There are so many influential things happen because they have the access to the data. So how these are things possible? The biggest thing is that they have built the data of billions of people. How they are even possible that they are able to analyze a Manish Shukla sitting in Pune, his data, what he likes, what he dislikes, what he prefers. So everything based on just behavior, based on my behavioral analysis of my social network. They are able to run the multiple level of automation, multiple level of AI/ML model, and ultimately creating a pure analytics out of my data. And system is able to understand my behavior better, and accordingly they pursue my behavior on that part. And similarly in being the businesses as well, they ultimately what businesses want, any business, be it retail, be it manufacturing, be it any automotive company, what they want to increase their sales and they want to reduce their operating cost. How they can do that? They can do that with the help of technology. So, and in order to enable the whole this ecosystem so that businesses can enable and increase the use of technology to reduce their cost and increase their sales, that is the process of called digital transformation. Now, any business, now let's talk about what are the areas usually the digital transformation impact. Digital transformation in any organization impacts people, process, and tools. So when it impact on all these three areas of any organization or in general, that the whole digital transformation, that only the typical digital transformation works, and that those digital transformation is the only successful the complete program. Now, what are the usual strategy the companies follow when they want to do digital transformation? So this is a really important slide we all shows to see that first of all, you really need to understand you want to do digital transformation, but ask the questions, ask the businesses a question, align on the why the define the business value of a digital transformation. After doing this transformation, after adopting these new technologies, and after maybe retiring the old technologies, what business value you will be getting out of it. Okay, prepare for culture change. Earlier, as I said, the example, in earlier days, the people used in banking system, they used to work on files, ledgers, they were more aligned with the manual work. But the moment computerized banking system came, they have to change the whole working culture of their banking system. Now they have to completely work on the computers, the whole training programs, everything gets on. That is the biggest challenge for any business or any organization, to changing the culture, to do the change management. Because we can change the technology, but it's very, very difficult. It's extremely difficult to change the human behavior, to adopt them to these technology. Many digital transformation initiatives got failed because people refused to accept the changes in their organization. So this is a very, very big area. How are you going to do that? Put humans at the heart of digital transformation. So you have to think from the human point of view as well. Although you cannot do one big bang in overnight, digital transformation always happens in a slow and small steps. You have to give the habit, to create a habit for the human in order for a successful digital transformation. Start small, but yeah. So you have to start small but strategic. Don't like whenever I can understand you all from the educational background and faculties and students, you have to understand whenever you work for any organization where you want to suggest them for the digital transformation areas, don't tell them to do changes overnight. It has to be small but strategic way. Okay, and you have to identify the area, prioritize the area. What area first you will be going to pick it up for the digital transformation? Then map out the technology in order to achieve some kind of objective. What kind of technology you should be going for? Is it going to be RPA? Is it going to be AI/ML? Is it going to be only analytics visualization point of view, or it's a blockchain way? It's completely depend upon your business objective, what you want to achieve on that. Okay, so digital transformation is a combination of technology. It's not a one technology. It's when the multiple technologies comes together in order to achieve any business objective, that creates the whole digital transformation ecosystem. Okay, seek out partners and expertise. Not one company would be able to do the overall digital transformation. Again, I'm taking example of banking system. When the computerized banking system needs to come, banks has to come along with the multiple partners to enable the complete computerized banking system. Alone bank will never be able to do that. Okay, so do more and do it faster with partners and share your vision with them. Gathered feedback, and it's a continuous process, continuous improvement process. Digital transformation is a continuous improvement. You have to understand that you implemented small portion, you get the feedback, refine it, again implement the bigger portion, then get the feedback. It's a continuous improvement process. And after after some time or several years, it becomes the actual, the robust system. Scale and transform. New ways to improve will emerge, embrace them. Whatever the changes, feedbacks are coming, be blunt, accept those changes and implement those changes. That's the whole strategy that's adopted by various industries when they want to go for a digital transformation initiatives. Okay. What are the key building blocks of any digital transformation? Just give me a second, guys. Just give me. Sorry. So what are the key building blocks of a digital transformation? First, the customer experience. You have to put your customer in the whole horizon, in the whole ecosystem. It's not like you can don't think from the customer angle and you will be able to do the digital transformation in your businesses. So it's really important to understand the pain areas of the customer. That will enable you to achieve a better digital transformation within your organization. For example, what are the customer understanding? In order to do that, you need analytics, how you will understand your customer. You will only be able to understand your customer when you will have the data of your customer, and you will be able to create a various kind of analytics, various kind of visualization on the data. Then only you will be able to understand your customer understanding. That is the key important. That's why it said data science is a very, very crucial part of any digital transformation. Okay. Top line growth. Try to understand what are the digitally enhanced selling, how you can increase your sales, and how you can increase your customer experience with the help of the data. That's why you will see the companies ask for your feedback. Company track your social interaction towards their product. If you are buying some car, they try to understand what the behavior, what kind of car you have driven earlier. So they try to understand each and everything, and based on that, they create a complete visual analytics and take the decision that majority of the customers need these kind of product, and they change their product accordingly. Okay. What are the customer touch points? Customer service, cross-channel coherence, self-service. So what their family background, what the people. So now in today's era, businesses are trying to understand each and everything about the customers. What is the impact of this corona pandemic on the customer buying behavior? They try to understand that as well. And then they create a different kind of product. Then try to understand within your businesses what are the operational processes in order to create that customer whole ecosystem to provide the better customer service. What operational processes you have to adopt? What businesses should be adopting? Because it's not like businesses are there for earn money or create a profit. Let's say they are able to provide an excellent customer service, but because of operation process, they are facing huge loss or expenses in their operation processes. It's not going to work. The sooner or later, the business will break down and will be closed. So at the same time, when you are increasing your customer service, you have to decrease your expenses as well. How you can do that? You have to digitize your process more and more. Okay. You have to create a performance improvement, effort improvement, like how you can reduce the whole breakdown in your whole system. How you can meet your customer needs by creating better production processes, by meeting a customer demand within a less time. How you can increase your production within a less time. Worker enablement, worker anywhere, anytime, broader and faster communication. How you can reduce the complete expense of operating expenses, performance management of your company. Ultimately, every organization wants to improve in performances of their resources, of their factories, of their systems. How they can do that? By adopting a different process, digitized processes, by making more and more automated. Earlier, manually, if someone was doing the work in 2 days, now they want to do the same work in a seconds. Now, all we can see the example of it. Even in a banking system, in earlier days, we used to write a check. It used to take 10 days, 12 days to in process, complete the cycle of a check credit in the different account. But today it takes, like, it's kind of instant. You can do internet banking right away. You can transfer money without even involving any manual person in between. That is the kind of digital transformation happened. Earlier, the lot of human man has to work on that in order to process your money transfer in another account. So bank has to incur cost to run the whole process. The person, the human customer, has to wait for long to get the transfer done completely. Okay. So you can see with the help of digitization, they are able to achieve the same thing in a very less time. Business model, digitally modified business. They have to understand what are the business models are there. Product service augmentation, what are the transition phasing to digital and digital wrappers, what needs to be created. Where because of this digitization, because of this digital transformation, every organization is able to create a new product, digital products. Their horizon are increasing now. They are able to sell more. They are able to provide better customer service to the customers. Okay. So this digital transformation actually created a new roadmap for the organization. It's not like they are only doing the same activities. Even in every organization, they have their digital footprints now. Okay. So every organization today is trying to create their digital capabilities because they realize the value of the digitization. Because without digitization, without transformation, they have to incur huge cost and they won't be able to meet customer criteria or meet customer requirements in real time. Now, what are the digital framework, transformation framework usually works upon? See, there are 4 elements for any digital transformation framework. First of all, is really important to have a digital vision. What you want to achieve? What are the digital engagement? Okay, who all are going to be participant of all digital transformation? What are the digital governance? Who will govern the complete digital initiatives? And iterative transformation roadmap. As I said, if you remember that it's not a big bang. You cannot do the digital transformation in one night or one day. It has to be transformed in iterative mode. You have to start small, then next step, then next step. The complete roadmap has to be defined, let's say for coming 5 years, what kind of transformation needs to be done. Okay, then these complete elements create the whole digital transformation framework. What are the key assets for any digital transformation? Your sales force, products and contents. What are your products? What are your partnership network? Your knowledge of your customer. If you don't have a knowledge of your customer, even the complete digital transformation is not going to help you. In order to achieve the complete digital transformation, you need the full-blown data. You need to have a metadata of your customer. Then only you can put various kind of analytics on top of it. Point of sale and distribution channels, production innovation, brand, culture, you all have to understand all these activities. What are the digital investments, skills, initiatives? You have to invest in there. And the building block we already discussed. Your customer experience, operational process, and business model. So basically your digitization implementation happens on the digital building blocks with the vision, governance, roadmap, and engagement model. Okay, so that's how the complete digital transformation framework works. Now, what is the let's say the point of view on a business insight? Ultimately, why you need the digital transformation? See, the way current businesses are growing, and it's getting global and global day and night. Like majority of the organizations are global organizations now. With the involvement of more geographies, with the involvement of more people, the more customer, different kind of diversity customers, it creates the complex organizational structures. You can understand that one organization is in USA, same organization is in India. They have a different organizational structures. More and more employees are getting added. It creates the complexity for any organization to manage it. Similarly, since they are working in a multiple geographic mode, the multiple sources of data and information creates confusion. What to do with those data? You are getting data, a huge chunk of data. Changing industry regulations. Every country, every geography has its own norms for the industry regulations. How to manage those regulations? Changing global market, global competition market is different, complete changing, competitiveness pressures. There's huge competition in the market. So these are some of the key business challenges faced by almost all organizations. Ultimately, how you can solve this? By proper utilization of the data, by getting your data in real time. Okay. So what you can do, what you want to do, ultimate objectives are you want to make better business decisions. You want to improve key processes. Okay. You want to create competitive advantage, enhance revenue, improve shareholder value, improve risk management, reduce risk of fraud, just-in-time control monitoring, reduce working capitals. Okay, so you would be able to achieve this only by proper utilizing of the data. And in order to utilize the data, you need help of technologies. Okay, you need help of these technologies. You like what happened, reporting, how wide it happened. You want to create a modeling, you want to create ETL, extract, transform, load. Then only you would be able to convert that data in the meaningful data. You want to take real-time alerts. What is happening now? What is the next best actions you want to take? Okay. Then what will happen? Extrapolation. What is the best, worst, what can happen? Prediction, simulation. So companies streamlining their processes and using analytics are more likely to be able to generate deeper business insight and improve efficiency to enhance their businesses. Okay. So that's how the whole this ecosystem works. You have to understand, again, I'm repeating, the company, businesses, people, those who are able to utilize their data at the optimum level, there is no way they can be stopped. Those organizations will only grow who all can use better use of the data. Many times we are not self-aware how to use our data, what we can do with this data. That time where the system comes, gives you the alert on the various areas. For example, in clinical trial, you all have seen that during this clinical trial, this corona vaccine, how soon this corona vaccine is able to come. Because if it was not possible earlier it used to take around 10 years, 12 years to come one vaccine in the market. Today, with the help of the historical data and with the help of various clinical trial systems, companies, government are able to fast forward the whole process. Now they are able to create a vaccine and drugs in the market in shorter period of time, because they have the historical data which they are utilizing to fast forward and everything. That is the value of a complete digital transformation. If digital transformation was not there, like in 80s, 70s, it used to take 10 plus years to come even a single drug into the market. So we would be waiting for this corona vaccine for next 10, 12 years. So that is the impact of digital transformation. So target identification for digital transformation, we have to understand what are the targets whenever you go for a digital transformation activities. It's data which could be utilized. You need a metadata. You need a complete chunk of data which you want, which could be utilized. Added value, elevation of a pain point. You have to understand what are the value elevation of a pain point. You have to understand what are the pain points. Many times even organizations don't know that these are actually the pain point which can be removed with the help of digitization. Okay, so even customers are even sometimes happy. They don't know that some things can happen instantly. For example, earlier in 80s, we kind of customer was happy, like if they were used to, it used to take 10 days for completing the complete money transfer. They were happy with that. It's a new invention which makes us realize, okay, these things can happen instantly as well. It created a better trust environment amongst the businesses and the people. Now we better trust each other. Earlier, we all remember when we used to outsource the contract, they used to ask for upfront money before starting the work, because they don't know how, when and how they will get the money in their hand. Now today, because of this digitization, everything is happening real time. Profitability. So these are the three different areas of target identification for digital transformation. So whenever these three areas are getting targeted, what companies, organizations, they want to target? They want to create a customer dimension. They want to understand the benefit dimension. They want to understand the value added dimension, partner dimension, financial dimension. These are the 5 key areas where every organization focuses when they start thinking in the direction of the digital transformation. What are the customer dimension? What kind of benefit they can achieve with the help of digital transformation? What value add even the customer don't know? It's in order to beat your competition, you need to create. Today, every organization is cut for competition to create a value add. How to know what kind of value add you can offer to your customers? Only by analyzing your data, only by the behavior, customer analytics, behavior analytics, social analytics, you will be able to understand, okay, these kind of new value add, if you start offering, you might beat up your competition. Okay, so every companies are fighting to each other in order to increase their presence. Partner dimension, what kind of partnership you want to better services the customers. Financial dimension, what are your OPEX and CAPEX? What are kind of operational expenditure and capital expenditure? Or what kind of revenue you are getting? Based on comparison analysis, you can increase your contribution margin. You can margin, like what kind of margin you want to make on your product. You can better understand your products and its pricing related to it. You can reduce your pricing still by making better profit on top of it. Okay, so with the help of digital transformation, the organizations are able to achieve all these areas. So what are the key roadmap to the digital transformation business model? See, first of all, we really need to understand what are the digital reality. So you have to analyze as is, analysis of value chain and actors who all are participant in your organization, sketch of the existing business model, collection of customer requirements. Okay, there is a various ways based on the various data. Understand, you need to create a various different kind of analytics on top of it. What is your digital ambition? Where you want to reach, achieve? Set objective, prioritize business, and model dimension. Then you achieve the digital potential, identify the potential of the whole system. Collection of best practices of our digital transformation, design of the future digital business model options. Collection of digital transformation enablers. Okay, then you try to fit that technology within your organization. Evaluation of option regarding fit customer requirement and objective. Design of digital value network and integration of partner. Finalize and implement the business model. And finally, design of digital customer experience. So this is a kind of roadmap any organization follows. This is a very important slide. Whenever we go into the consulting mode, we really have to understand each and every step, each and every pointers in it here. Then only we are able to create a complete roadmap for the digital transformation implementation. Digital implementation, what areas? Okay. So what are the key enablers? These are the few of the technologies, some of the technologies which help to achieve any digital transformation, be it your HR department, be it your financial department, be it your marketing, be it your operation department. So every department within organizations or anywhere needs help of technology to achieve some digitization according to their departmental objectives. See, till now we were talking about the organizational objective. Organizational objectives are only met when the multiple department, multiple business units of any organization, they meet their objectives, their departmental objectives, and they reach with the help of the various technologies. There are various digital data today with the help of IoT, Internet of Things. So what is Internet of Things? We will talk in later some slides. So Internet of Things, you need data real time. We use smart device, smart watches. It is sending our data continuously to the clouds, to the various organizations. They utilize our data to create multiple products and serve us better. So database routing, wearables, big data, Internet of Things, predictive maintenance, demand prediction. These are happening with the help of digital data. We enter our information on social network. That information is used for different kind of purposes, for analyzing our behavior, for maybe sometimes our benefits of us as well. Automation, robotics, additive manufacturing, drones, autonomous automobiles, intelligent processes. By achieving more and more automation in the whole process, we have to understand. Earlier, like majority of the time, people used to do manual work to complete some process. Today, you will already started seeing the automation. For example, sending money from one. Today, you go to shops, you just scan the QR code and transfer the money. What is that? That is a transformation. You don't need to carry a cash with you. That is complete digital now. Okay. Even you forgot today your wallet. You have access to your driving license, Aadhaar card, PAN card digitally. That is the power of digital transformation. If you have a mobile in your hand, you have everything, your complete digital identity with you. You don't need even wallet. You can roam across India. You can visit across India without having a wallet in your back pocket in today's time. That is the power of a digital transformation with the help of IoT-based device. Mobile is your IoT-based device. Various technologies with analytics and everything. You are able to complete end-to-end processes. Digital customer access. Companies, organization analyze you with the help of social network, apps, mobile internet, e-commerce, infotainment, digitization of customer relationship. They are able to understand you better. They are able to understand your behavior better. They are able to target you better. They are able to create your more aligned product, what you want to actually buy. Cloud computing, but they are able to connect to you each other. We all are connected to each other with the help of social network, with the help of various technologies, cloud computing, broadband, sensor technology, pure digital product, remote maintenance, platform, smart factories. Even the automobile factories are able to reduce. You will see the current modern factories are completely robotized. They are robot based. Even 10 to 15 people, 20 people are able to run a bigger, one of the biggest factories in the world, which were earlier, which used to take around 1,000 laborers to run the factory. Today, even 20, 25 people are able to run the whole factory. So you will see that how the organizations are achieving the digital transform way by reducing their operational cost and increasing their revenue and producing more. Okay. But after so much of technology dependence, it creates a good amount of challenge for the organization and for the customers that is related to the security. It creates one big question that after so much of data, our data is present in the market, is this secure? Because of course, it creates a huge amount of risk for the security as well. Here comes the new technologies are coming, such as blockchain, distributed ledger technologies, to create better secure environment, to create a better, we will talk about the blockchain and what is blockchain, that it is actually adding a value to provide a ecosystem where the data can be processed securely and customer can be, better trust on the technologies. Okay. So what are the enablers? As we already talked about, mobility, cloud computing, analytics, big data, BI, CRM, social, IoT, automation. This all together create the digital transformation enablers. These all together create the environment for the digital transformation. So it's not like only with the help of mobility you will be able to do the digital transformation. Some way, in somewhat way, you need all these technologies help to create the complete digital transformation ecosystem. Okay. What are the key paths? So it's always and digital transformation is multiple, like internal and external both. Sorry. A organization needs to achieve digitally transformed processes within their organization to better create, to reduce their operational expense and operational time. And at the same time, they have to do some external digitization as well to better services their customers. Okay. So internal digitization through services, internal value creation, etc. And external digitization direct with parallel internal and external digitization. And ultimately part two through customer partner external value creation. So basically organization follow this midway where they digitize their external and internally both in order to achieve the overall reap the best benefit out of it. Okay. And there are sorry. So what are the implementation and digital models? The product, intelligent products, intelligent connected product system. Today, the current era is a system to system. Even with the use of AI, ML, with the use of automation, with the help of various technology, you will see that system to system things are working together. Many times you don't need to talk to customer service, automatically everything's happened. There is a cases where the automated insurance are getting paid to the people if they fall under the claim management, under claim insurance claim processing. Okay, So system and systems are talking to each other, and the process things are completing. Process are getting completed. Okay. Similarly, in the automobile, in the manufacturing, you see the conveyor belt. One robot is doing the paint job, another robot is doing the let's say welding job. These all systems are connected. Let's say welding jobs is completed, automatic triggers are happening to the paint shop where the painting starts for that particular car. So you can understand this complete robotization, automation of the processes are happening. Okay. So how does digital transformation start? That is also a very big question we have to understand. Okay, so digital transformation begins with ambition and business ambition, which can be defined by considering what happening in the world that require actions. Okay, what are the largest forces and disruptors impacting the industry? What are the customers saying? What needs are known? Companies today's date, you will realize that many times your problems are not getting solved while calling to customer service while there. If you tweet something about your problem, that problem is immediately taken care of, because companies are very, very well connected with the social network as well. They are very concerned about their brand image. They want to know what their customers are talking. So even the government services are better when you tweet into the Twitter, and immediate actions are getting taken on it. Okay. So what are customers saying? What needs are known? Can unknown needs to be discovered? So by understanding your customer better and better, this is the start of any digital transformation. When you started thinking in that direction, that itself is the start of a digital transformation thought process. Okay. What offerings are emerging in response to change in the market? If shareholders are questioning value, what missing, what needs to be done differently? That's why there is a huge chunk of consultants companies hire to analyze this ecosystem, what they need more, how they can compete with their competition, how they can service their customer better. Okay, so this is the complete digital transformation starts. Now, this is a very important slide for all of you to understand what are the technologies, what are the few relevant technologies which help in achieving the digital transformation. Integrated development environment, for example, R, Jupyter, Eclipse. Programming languages, JavaScript, Python, R, Java, AI/ML algorithm framework support, TensorFlow, PyTorch, NVIDIA, Tesseract OCR, Keras. So these all technologies has their own presence, their own values. AI/ML model management, workflow pipelines, APIs, user interface, DevOps. So basically, these all are helping in achieving the complete end-to-end digital transformation for the customer, for the organizations. Okay. Now, so till now we understood what digital transformation is, why it is required, why it is needed. Ultimately, digital transformation is there to reduce your operational expenses and increase your revenue. That's the whole objective. Now, when we further drill it down, within operational expenses, we enter into each business unit, each departments, what kind of work they are doing, what kind of work they can automate it with the help of digital transformation. So we identify technologies identified and we implement those technology in order to achieve the end objective with less cost, with less, you can say less time. And at the same time, the external side, and this, at the same time, when we like from the external side to create a better products, for create a better services to your end customers, the digital transformation are implemented. You identify the areas of the customers to analysis, then implement the various products on top of it. Okay. Now, one of the key important area to achieve the digital transformation is analytics. This is analytics, data science. These all are really, really important key enablers to achieve any kind of digital transformation. Without it, digital transformation can never happen, because for that you have to understand what is happening, to understand your data, to create various kind of data information. Okay. So earlier what used to happen, data science transformation is even within technology transformations are happening. The older technologies are getting obsolete, the newer and newer technologies which are more innovative and more valuable. So for example, in earlier, even the data science exists, but the data was processed in the form of batches. The batches in, like, say, quarterly, half yearly, monthly, the batches are getting processed. Then you used to get the information. So that was more of a reactive mode. You have to understand that was more of a reactive mode. So reactive mode is, if any problem happened, that problem already happened. And after that only you get to know, okay, that problem happened. Then you work on the remediation, you work on the solving that problem. But today's time era is more proactive. You want to know before if that problem is about to arrive. You want to know before, like, this likely to be, this problem will evolve in this particular scenario. How you would be able to know these things? You will be only be able to know all these things when you will be able to analyze your historical data, that when these things happen, that ultimately leads to this kind of failure. So in today's time, democratization of data and technology helping analyzing your data in real time. So when you analyze your data in real time, it helps you take your decision proactively rather than reactively. Because in reactive mode, you only be able to take lessons. But in real time, you would be able to prevent any more malfunctioning or failure of any analysis or process. Okay, so that's how the whole environment, these digital ecosystems are changing with the help of these various technologies, whether it's AI/ML. AI/ML is one of the big adoption at almost every industry, every organization are adopting. In some way, in their various business units, to understand their data better, to take decisions better. Okay. Okay, so what is the big data in digital transformation? Hello. Sorry, someone was saying something.
Nothing, sir. You can continue.
Okay, sure. So big data journey in digital transformation. So transforming analytical capabilities and big data platform begins with a well thought out three-pronged approach. What are those three-pronged approach? Identify where big data can be a game changer. Build future state capability scenarios. Define benefits and roadmap. Okay. So basically you want to utilize your data. See, ultimately, if you try to understood from the first slide till now, we are only talking data because data is the key. We have 1 TB of data, 10 GB of data. What to do that with that data, that is more important. Humanly, sometimes we can't even think that what we will do with this data. It's the system, it's the technology who analyzes the various checkpoints of the data and give you the recommendation. Do this, it will achieve, help you achieving this kind of system. So when we analyze, identify where big data can be a game changer, what are the key business and functional capabilities which are required? What IT capabilities are needed to support and grow the businesses? Where are the major gaps in capabilities to support the businesses? Then you build future state capability scenarios. Under that, you ask these questions: what are the options for future business capabilities and technologies? How do the options compare for capabilities, cost, risk, and flexibility? What functional, analytical, and technology decisions are needed to support these capabilities? Then you've ultimately defined benefits and roadmap. What is the investment payback period? What is the implementation roadmap? What are the key milestones? What skills are needed to achieve this, implement these kind of big data digital transformation? What are the risks? What are the third-party engagement strategies? So guys, the pointers which I'm talking here, every pointers we deeply enter in each and every area, create documentation and the blueprinting of each and everything. By interviewing internal SMEs, by interviewing customers, by identifying the data around it, take the decision, the digital transformation roadmap decisions, and start implementing accordingly. Okay, so that's how the whole digital transformation journey happens. And the digital transformation and big data, digital transformation value creation mapping. Just a second. Okay, so digital transformation value creation mapping. Digital transformation sweep traditional industry border to create and capture new sources of customer and operational value. Okay, so ultimately what you're trying to do, you are trying to identify, they want to take a decision based on the data which you are getting and enable your system to create a various recommendation reports out of it. So customer event mapping, whatever customer is doing, what customer is behaving, you try to understand pre-execution, execution, post-execution, and expiration. You take a decision, metrics, KPI, key performance indicator, predictive analytics, identify the what is the prediction, how this customer will behave in future, what kind of data sources. In order to achieve that prediction, what you need a data sources. In order to achieve the data sources, you need intelligent apps. Because with the help of intelligent apps, you will be able to achieve data sources, then do the prediction analysis, then only will be able to create a KPIs and able to take a decision. So you say this is a backward, you are in order, they all are dependent to each other. To enable each and every step, you need technology. So ultimately what you do, you value chain analysis. You do the value chain analysis by identifying engines for value captures, design and development, inbound logistics, manufacture and assembly, outbound logistics, sales and marketing, services and support. How, for example, within supply chain, how to manage my third-party organizations, how to effectively manage my partners, those who are providing me raw materials. So all these things you can do based on your historical data. For example, you want to do some commitment that I am launching this particular vehicle in the market. You want to promise your customer that my vehicle will be delivered to you by this date. How you can deliver that prediction that by this date I would be able to give you the vehicle. These are based on various historical data and data sources. You have the experience, you have the data. Now only thing you need to process that data to achieve some kind of logical decisions. So maturity index, how to identify the big data business model. So every organization work in the same direction. You do the business monitoring, then identify the business insight. What are the key businesses process, major effectiveness of leveraging data, analytics to power businesses. Then you do the business optimization, prescriptive recommendation based on the business insight which you are achieving based on your data. You do the business optimization. Then once the optimization is done, the information you are getting, that is the golden. That's called the mining of gold from out of the data. Then you do the monetization of that data. Then you basically utilize that data information to reap the value, money out of it, on that data, and ultimately business metamorphosis. So basically you expand your business based on those insights. You expand your business, you create multiple products, you create multiple target customers, you create multiple geography target planning. So all these things are like companies are able to do only with the help of this big data or with the help of these various data information. Without that, they will never be able to achieve that. Today, companies are getting global in a less shorter period of time because of this possible data only. Okay. So typical analytics roadmap, ultimately, like before, we all know the ERP that almost every organization uses ERP. And so now what is happening, they optimize their ERP reporting, what the reports are coming out of their ERP. See, they already are able to implement ERP, enterprise resource planning, in their systems. And they have the data as well. The good thing is that almost every organization has the data. They are able to utilize their data more efficiently by maximizing existing BI, business intelligence and data warehousing. Okay, so they are able to know their financial impact before they act. They are able to create various kind of analytics. They are able to create various kind of mobile analytics to provide you the mobile to leverage the industry leading business analytics platform. Then they are able to get insights from big data and on-demand services or on-demand product. They can rapidly implement the services. Okay. They are rapidly adopt the best practices and best technologies. Yeah. So ultimately, if you see that the access data from anywhere at any time is also at a time very important. Earlier, in the era of on-premise, people they were only able to access the data when they are into the premises. Today, with the help of cloud, these technologies, they are able, the organization, everyone is able to access the data. In US, organizations are able to analyze Indian data. In India, we are able to analyze US-based data. So that's only possible with the help of cloud. Okay, they are able to manage large volume of data at the speed of thought. So today's systems are so well advanced, they are able to process data, GBs and TBs of data in a matter of seconds, matter of minutes. They are able to run the batches immediately and analyze, create a report out of it. They are able to select a deployment model that fits their needs. Okay, so these are the typical analytics roadmap which happens. And what are the common challenges and solutions in analytics wherever is happening? The drivers are very process driven, increase profitability, increase efficiency. But the challenges, they are like they need improvising at every point of time. It's not like so. Point is that in today's time, it's not like you just implemented one process or implemented one system and you just continue using it. It's not happen like that. You have to improvise with the over a period of time. Continuously improvement is required. Continuous different kind of information you need. Continuous different kind of you can say analysis you need, analytics you need. You have to maintain high quality standard, efficiency. So what are the solution, optimization, what the best that can happen? You need to do prediction modeling. What will happen next? Forecasting exploration. What if these trends continue? What is the statistical analysis? What are the alerts you need? You need alerts on a regular basis. Query, drill down, ad hoc reports you need, standard reports, what is happening? Okay. So basically, these are the area solution on which the digital transformation are dependent upon these areas. Like you want to optimize, predictive modeling you want to do, forecasting exploration you want to do. Okay. You want to create a competitive advantage. You want to create a degree of intelligence by with the help of analytics and reporting. Okay. So these are the solution which helps in achieving the complete digital transformation. So I can see Mrs. Deepa, one question, digital transformation, this has a changing model at regulators. Was it the sustenance period for each model? And how can this be managed? Of late, we are hearing much about BI. What is this? Okay. So what I can understood from your question, Mrs. Deepa Narayanan, so see, digital transformation, as I said, even in the era of 90s or 80s, that was also one of the digital transformation. So after every alternate or every couple of years, the technology gets changed. That more advanced technology comes, which force companies or you can say make it mandate for the organization to adopt a new technology. For example, in early 2000s, BI is business intelligence. So in a BI, there is a various different kind of technology exist in the earlier time. Today, it's a more advanced technology is there with the help of AI ML. Earlier, there was no use of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Today, we create business intelligence with the help of artificial intelligence and machine learning. Okay, even you will realize that today when you call any customer service for any airline, if you are registered there, you call, they know about you. The moment they pick up the call, they know about you, that okay, this is the person's history and this is what is currently they are doing. They are able to serve you better as well. Okay, more useful for in the reactive mode. But in the reactive mode, the problem was that the problem is already happened. The only thing you can do, mitigate or try to understand why problem happened. But today's era is everybody, whether it's any industry, they want to understand the proactive problem proactively. Okay, so in order to achieve proactiveness, they need new age technologies, because older technologies are not capable to help organization in provide proactive analytics. So today, in order to achieve proactiveness, they need new age technologies for such as big data, artificial intelligence. So digital transformation, does it change from period to period? Of course, it will change period to period. Like today is AIML. We don't know what new technology will be invented after the next 5 years or 10 years. It will have a different kind of value add to the industries. So after every it's a scene every decade the new level of technology comes. If we all remember that in 90s till 2005, the organization used to work on the on-premise. Whenever we want to create our website, we used to buy hardwares and host in order to create our website. We used to buy the hardware and server and place our server in our premises. Then we develop websites and publish the websites. Today, what is happening? You don't need to buy hardware. You just go to godaddy.com or any Google website there. You can create a website in real time in a matter of hours. You can say even. You can design your complete website. You don't need to incur so much huge cost to develop your website. It's too cheap today in today's time. So with the help of cloud was itself a disruption in the digital transformation. After cloud, it was AIML. Now after AIML and RPA, it is now blockchain, which is disrupting the whole market. Okay. So what is the difference between digitization and digitalization? They are usually interchangeable. I see. Digitization and digitalization, I will not say the much difference is there. So basically, digitization is the activity when you what you perform in order to achieve some kind of digital transformation activity. Digitalization is the overall roadmap. So digitization can happen, like you say, let's say that you identify one department, HR, human resource. You identified some area, you started implementing some systems, digitizing some area. In digitalization, you have to create the complete roadmap of next 5 years, how your HR or how your sales department will work after 5 years. So the complete roadmap creation, it's a bigger term. Digitalization is a bigger term, where it's the various kind of digitization happen within that in the whole overall set. Okay, so that's how you achieve the ultimate objective of digital transformation. I'll share your opinion how technology could impact the social inclusion of disadvantaged people. Vasu, it's a really thank you for asking this question. And even let me take one example. In fact, one of the recent activities which I was involved in for the federal government for America. So what they want to do, they want to create a model where they want to create an ecosystem where they want to do a study on the minorities, and they want to study on the like the people less involved people. Okay, the disadvantaged people as well in their study. So the purpose was that when they do, like I'm talking more from the clinical trial study point of view. So they want to enhance the ecosystem where they want to make it mandated. Hello. Yeah, so they want to make it mandated for the organization, pharma company, to do a study on the minorities as well. It's not like you are publishing your drug or you are putting your drug in the market without doing a study on the minorities as well. For example, in USA itself, there are a lot of different kind of minorities and disadvantaged people are there. So quite possible the drug effect on the healthy people or drug effect on the minority or maybe disadvantaged people might have a different impact on those people. So what they are doing, they are using a technology AIML for that, artificial intelligence and machine learning, because they have the information of these disadvantaged people as well. So they are creating multiple kind of ML models on top of on their data. to understand the behavior, to understand the reactions of the drugs on these people as well. So that whenever they are doing the clinical trial, so whenever they are creating a set, it has automatically system will recommend you should use this much of these people, use this much of these kind of people to complete your study. Then only the complete study will be acceptable, else your study will not be acceptable. Okay. Similarly, in the various department, various area for financial benefits for disadvantaged people, similar kind of AIML model can be run where system can suggest you should be doing this so that the benefit should reach to the most disadvantaged people as well. It should not be like that only the benefit or the healthy people or the majority people are getting the benefits out of it. The minority should also be getting the benefit of any government programs. Okay, so the AIML is a savior in this. So we, government and everyone has the data of each, almost every person. Like, all they need to do, they need to create a various kind of machine learning models for according to their business benefit. Trust me, today's systems are itself are capable enough. When you realize you create a business model, machine learning models, they would be able to recommend what needs to do next. So that the least advantaged person can be benefited out of that program. So I will say today, of course, Aadhaar metrics is the biggest metrics India has, and if government is able to utilize that data in the best way, trust me, they would be able to reduce the corruption. They would be able to make sure that benefit reach to the last person in India. So almost everyone. So government, industry, organization has enough data. All they need to implement these new age technologies. When they would be able to create these new age technologies, automatically system will force them to do those kind of activities so that the last person should be benefited out of it. So that's why even it's not like that majority of the state governments are already running digital transformation programs, especially Andhra Pradesh. I know that Andhra Pradesh is very Tamil Nadu government recently announced a lot of digital transformation programs, and so they are adopting these kind of technology, AIML. So when you go and do a research on Google, you will find out a lot of requests for proposals that came from these state governments to run these AIML or digital transformation programs. You will analyze that how government is also very serious to run these kind of programs, because they realize that only with the existing technology they are not able to achieve what the ultimate objective. They need these new age technology to achieve the ultimate objective of a business people benefits, people programs. Okay. So now the point is that framework for enterprise AI adoption. So framework for enterprise AI adoption. Now AI is one of the very crucial part. So see, sooner or later, almost every government has to adopt these technology. We might find out some corruption, we might find something, but it's not like it's inherent there. With the help of technology, these things are getting controlled in more and more better way. Okay, AI is one of the very enabler, artificial intelligence. So framework for enterprise AI adoption, whether it's in government institutions, whether it's in private institutions, every institutions are using it right now. What are the framework? So they use AI technology uses for prediction, classification, language, vision, to create vision also. AI technologies are used such as analytics, data science, deep learning. What are the solution area they implement usually? So virtual assistant, conversational automation, process and operations. I'm sure we all have seen there's a bot systems are there. You can immediately chat with the robot for your, their bots are able to provide you better services on the real-time services. Okay, enterprise function, customer service, human resources, sales and marketing, innovation, product, security, compliance and fraud, strategic differentiation, where these AI has a huge impact on customer satisfaction, cost reduction, asset optimization. You can see the new revenue, competitive advantage, accurate, faster decision, and ultimately risk management. These are the outcomes. And what are things are used? Core AI technologies, product and solution areas, application, use cases, and ultimately objective business outcomes, which are achieved with the help of AI adoption. So almost every institutions are serious towards artificial intelligence, whether it's the government, private, even in India. You will be surprised the way government bodies are adopting the artificial intelligence to reduce dependency on human, because human decision most of the times are biased. We all are biased towards our liking and unliking, but the system is non-biased. Okay, so because of that, you will see almost every state government has the initiative in the artificial intelligence and the blockchain and the machine learning area. Okay, so things usually takes time. Like, it's not like it's going to happen in this one night, but the kind of pressure happening on the government bodies and the private bodies, they are adopting these kind of new technologies for their ultimate objectives, to achieve their ultimate objectives. So Dr. Shushashini Verma, what do you feel? What is the biggest obstacle to implement the digital transformation for the government? It's the change management, Dr. Swasi. Change management means, like, it's the people, it's us who don't want to get changed. They're we are the biggest ever obstacles. We are the people are the biggest obstacles within these government or institutions as well, because they realize if this system will come, they might need to follow the complete program, or they might want to be disciplined. So it's the change management problem, which is the biggest obstacle, not only in government institutions, but it's almost, in fact, it is in the biggest problem in the private institution. It's the people who don't want to change. But the point is that it's the very, very organic way, and I always call it organic way. Some people get changed proactively. Some people will change forcibly. It is going to happen sooner or later, but it will happen for sure. Because the moment government system will start derailing, they will realize without these technologies and without these things, they won't be able to do that. That's why they will continuously work on these areas. They have the people, those who knows that if they will not work in this particular direction, the system will be derailed in the near future. Okay, so the point is that it might get delayed, but it will happen for sure. Things will happen for sure. Even you will be surprised that government and government bodies, even the Election Commission of India, already started adopting AI, ML, and as well as the blockchain. They already started adopting blockchain in their complete election systems to create better transparency and trust. When people started questioning on the trust of the Election Commission, they started taking action on that. So it's all about questioning, and the sooner or later they will start adopting as well, because ultimately they have to run the system, they have to run the whole organization as well. It is, of course, it's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen for sure. So you will see almost every state government has announced the implementation of AI, ML, and the blockchain in their various areas, whether it's a land registry, whether it's a various government bodies operations, SLAs. Today, now the government bodies started talking in SLAs, that this will be the SLA, service level agreement. If this work is come from the public, it has to be completed in this particular time. Okay, so that's how things are there. And yes, digital governance, yes, these are the example of transformation. And smart analytics today, as I said, we as a world, we are in an innovation mode. We are evolving like very, very fast pace. So we need more proactive approach rather than a reactive approach. Reactive is old now. Earlier, when the flight got crashed, any aeroplane get crashed, then they try to analyze why that crash happened. They try to make it changes in the next flights or the next manufacturing of the aeroplanes. But today, companies, they themselves want to predict that this flight might get crashed or might get malfunction at this particular hours. Okay, so this is the power of the proactive approach. This is what they are trying to achieve. An aeroplane generate millions of data sources, the millions of data checks whenever they analyze the aeroplane. So they want to run that, what kind of problem happened when one flight completed. They want to understand. So if you see, the self-serve evolves to a smart analytics. In 1985 to 2005, it is always what the analytics was led by IT expert led. Business reporting, dashboard, scorecard, accessibility, agility. You see that how the things era is getting changed in the digital transformation. Now in 2005 to 2015, it was self-service analytics, where analyst, power user, LED, power user led. Basically, the users, those who are working in the system, they themselves are able to create the reports from the dashboards. Data preparation, data discovery, data visualization, and governance are happening. Okay. Now what is happening in today's era? Smart ML AI based analytics are happening 2015 onwards, and we don't know till what date. Tech assist, business user, system itself recommend you. You should see the data. They themselves give you the alert. Okay, I said system sense some kind of abnormality in this particular set of data, so that when you see, you can analyze. Oh my God, there's something is bad is happening or something good is happening in that particular area. Okay, tech assist, machine learning, automation, natural language, UIs, trust and transparency. So these things we are already evolving from the system point of view as a human, as a system in this particular space. So what are the basic steps to how we usually, sorry, it's an ML model, how the ML models are getting created. So it's a simple, where you have a data sets and structuring data using ML model. Okay, so you identify the data points, categorize data in correct, error and redundancy, then study data relationship, that is called data modeling. Then you do the data visualization, that is called the creation of ML models. Okay, then you train the model, so that once the model is created, you implement that model on the top of the data, and then that model will automatically start giving you the recommendation based on the model which is created. So you just need to put effort on the first time when you create one first model. Okay. So you see, this is a very visual, like a good slide. You will see the value, how the artificial intelligence adoption, AI value chain is happening across the world. Only in 2016, around 26 billion to 39 billion was invested. Dollar was invested in artificial intelligence. See, the success of any technology is always depend upon the investors. What kind of investment is happening behind the technology? Even today, there are a lot of innovative technology. If there is no investment behind the technology, that's not going to fly. So you can see where the companies, organizations, governments, they are so serious about these technologies. They have invested huge in these areas. Okay, so 3x external investment growth since 2013 only. So 20% of AI aware firms say they are adopters. 41% of firms say they are uncertain about the benefits of AI. Still, they are saying, but they know the value of this. 4 areas across the value chain where AI can create value: project, smarter R&D, research and development, and forecasting. In production, optimize production and maintenance. Promotion, targeted sales and marketing. Provide enhanced user experience. Okay, what are the companies, organizations they are achieving? High tech, telecom, automotive assembly, financial services, high artificial intelligence adoptions. Medium, retail, media, entertainment, CPG. Low AI in education, healthcare, travel and tourism. But slowly you will see this low healthcare is also increasing rapidly in the adoption of artificial intelligence. So this is the adoption of digital transformation. The next comes the automation. Now, automation for digital transformation. Any digital transformation is not complete if the automation is not in this process. What is automation? Let's say in order to complete one cycle, there is 10 different steps someone needs to carry, and those are the 10 repeatable steps. Okay, every time, let's say you are going to take a loan to any bank, there is a very set number of process which happens. The bank representative will ask for your KYC documents. You submit your KYC document, they will process your KYC documents, then they will decide whether they will be ready to give you the loan. They will check your CIBIL score, then decide whether they want to give you the loan or not. They want to approve or reject your loan application. These include some level of redundant processes. And to perform these redundant processes, the banking system needs to put some people behind the processes to perform those activities. There will be some person who will process your KYC. There will be person who will check your CIBIL score. There will be person who will check your collateral things against which they want to give you the loan. Everything has the set number of process. If those processes are redundant, you can easily implement automation. That is usually called robotics process automation. So robotics process automation gets implemented where there is a redundant processes are there. You identify the redundant area, you implement the processes, and you make it completely automated system. So earlier, what used to the frequency or the activity which used to take around multiple days, weeks, now today with the help of automation, it usually takes matter of seconds. Okay, so it is helping in decreasing the value, money, or decreasing the operation cost, decreasing the time taken to complete the processes. Okay, so one of the research says that that by 2025, automation technology innovation will assume control over tasks that are now performed by 250 million knowledge workers worldwide. So by 2025, it is assumed that 250 million people, the automation will take over the work of 250 million people across the world. But it creates the kind of problem that we got worried. Okay, what these 250 billion people will do? Don't worry about them, because it's like today's world is not clerical anymore. We don't want to do clerical job. Even as a human, as a people, we don't want to do clerical, that every day we are logging in, doing the same work, logging out, going out. We all want to do intelligent work. So even these people are getting freed, they will be more skilled now. They will get themselves skilled and they will start doing some skilled work. They will be more smart than before, smarter than before. The more smarter means increase the valuation for the company, for the organization. Okay, 78% said delayed within IT support negatively impact productivity. 60% describe their interaction with IT support as time consuming. 48% say these interactions are frustrating. According to IDC, by 2000, already half of all consumers will interact with services based on cognitive computing on regular basis. I'm sure you all must have started feeling that majority of your problem, when you call your bank, airlines, anywhere, it's the IVR who solve your problem now. It's not the human anymore. We all must have seen that, right? It's human is the only one, is the last resort when this problem is not getting solved. But trust me, 70 to 80% of the problem is getting solved with the help of IVR or the chatbot. You have the chatbot where you write the problem, it automatically solve your problem. So there is no human behind. Like we are removing dependencies on the human. We are increasing more and more automation. We are creating more robots, robotics in behind it. Okay. So you can understand the smart machines. They are able to understand our natural languages as well. You talk, you go to Swiggy, you go to anywhere, you chat with. There is no people behind it. That chatbot. It's the system who chatted with you. You write something, they respond to you very, very well. They understand your problem. Okay, you do this kind of problem, they give you the immediate solution for that as well. So that is the value of the system and the technology. Companies are able to reduce their operational cost. They are not, by removing the human, they are like reducing their cost in the running the processes. They are able to serve their customer better in the real time. One robot can serve 29 millions of people at the same simultaneously, but one human cannot serve millions of people simultaneously. Okay, so that's the problem. That's the power of the system which is happening now. So what is robotics process automation? Digital workforce that can make differentiating impact on organization growth. It works faster and reduce error. Scalable solution to match peak loads, cost much less than human. RPA can sit on top of existing application. Now, another thing I want to highlight, RPA is getting implemented at that area where the redundancies are there in the processes. If the processes are getting changed every day and day out, RPA cannot be implemented there. So if there is a set number of processes, after one there will be two, there will be three, there are four processes, their RPA gets implemented accordingly. Okay. So robotics, what is RPA? So RPA, we all know, is a set of technologies that use software as a virtual worker to manipulate existing application software in the same way that is person completes a process. Feature include non-intrusive business system integration, data aggregation, business rules execution, work item and exception doing, activity monitoring. Okay. So types of RPA can be applied: IT transformation, business process management system, outsourcing, RPA. So earlier it was, so you can see that's how it is getting adopted. Almost every bank, every organization, even the government bodies already started adopting RPA in their various government activities. And trust me, the RPA can help reducing the corruption as well. Because whenever there is a human interaction, humans are biased, they are formed to corrupt. But when there is system oriented, if you perform some activity, it has to pass. Today, you must have seen, because of this camera, if you break the traffic rule, the automatic challan is getting generated for you. There is no human involvement in there. Okay. So if you are over speeding, your challan is getting generated. There is no bribing between, nothing in there. Everything is happening automatically. So that's how the power of the system, which can completely change the way people work. So benefits of implementing RPA: saving in human efforts, accelerate value from other initiatives, do more faster and shorten critical paths, increase value add of talent and lower attrition, reduce costly errors with quality and controls. So even one bank given a bad amount of loan can derail the whole banking system. We all have seen in the past that because of this corruption, bank has given loan which should not be given. Now today their share value and everything got completely drastically reduced and changed, decreased, and they are still facing the wrath of that. So it can be controlled with the help of RPA, because you cannot bribe the system. It will only work according whatever the systems has written, the processes has written on the RPA. It will not say that you are a VIP or you are a general person. It cannot discriminate between the people. Okay, it will only work according what is written in there. So there are a lot of things can be happen. What benefits can be achieved with the help of these automations? So generally, what RPA strategy and implementation strategies are adopted by the companies? First, they gather the information, gather the data, capture and discover the complete customer journey, how it happened, completely step by step, point by point, they write it down. Okay, after this, the customer needs to do this, then do this, then do this. Then they analyze what the analysis of the process. Then they design the new process, the system-based processes, conduct detailed due diligence for the identified processes. For example, if there is a certain process to renew your driving license, why we have to go to the RTO for everything? We might, there is a lot of activity we have to depend on. But if there is a RPA based process, it's a self-explanatory process. Person goes there or logging into automatically. The driving license can be automatically can be renewed based on the certain information. Passport can be easily renewed with the certain parameters, and execute and improvise. That's how the simple system works. Okay, by completely removing dependencies on the human, this complete process can be completed. Okay, so where is the RPA are the more effective is the data entry and validation, data consolidation. So basically undertake structured, repeatable computer-based tasks, then perform complex decision based on algorithm. Robotics automation can effectively used by teams and individuals who access more than one system to complete a process, do information search, collation or updation, use workflow-enabled interaction with people. Okay, so you can see this RPA is actually very, very effective, where the workflow can be created. the complete dependencies can be decreased. So beyond the hype, clients or the customers or organizations are finding that RPA can bring new capability to drive operational agility, because the emerging technology with growing list of use cases, faster and targeted benefit realization. So you can see the majority of the today KYCs are happening with the help of an RPA process. The sign-up process, you must have seen the majority of the sign-up process, the majority of the registration processes are happening with the help of RPA. It does not require heavy upfront investment, flexible to adapt to changing business environment. Business-led possibility of developing internal capability, minimal impact on existing IT landscape. You can see that. Okay. So it has a huge. Just give me a second. So what are the tools available in market for the RPA? It's important to know there are various tools. It's already predefined frameworks for the RPA: Blue Prism, UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Automation Edge. These are the few like ready tools available for the robotics process automation. You can robotize almost any processes in any organization with the help of these tools. But it's not like only these tools provide the RPA. Even you can create a custom system for your automation of your processes. Even getting registered yourself, filing your ITR online, that is also one of the RPA, which is happening now. That you just log in into portal, you just do file your ITR and everything. That is also RPA. Now the dependency getting decreased on the people. Earlier it used to take time. Filing your return, the money is getting credited to your account automatically without getting dependent on any human and any person. It's automatically are happening. Already governments are started adopting majority of the things. Okay, whether giving the benefits, government benefits to the people, the majority of the benefits they are getting automatically is with the help of these automatic RPA processes. It's not completely 100% completed, but government has to adopt these kind of steps to better run the governance. Okay. So I will not go in these slides, but since this is a recording, you can read it. So these are the key differentiation between the comparison between the various tools of RPA: Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere, NICE, Robotic Automation, Work Fusion, UiPath. What are the benefits? Every tool has its own benefit and pros and cons. But today we are in the area of the complete proactive. As again, I am saying, we are reactive is now the old. Proactive is the newer concept. Okay. So that's how the whole world working right now. So these are the few ratings. I'm leaving that right now for various tools. I'm not going in there as of now. So Blue Prism versus Automation, and these are the tool comparison. If tomorrow someone wants to do the comparison, so I'm not recommending any tool or any tool is bad or good, but these are the comparison which you can tomorrow, if you are working in the RPA mode, you can analyze what kind of tool, how you can use right now. Okay. So now another thing is that this is important: selection criteria for cost efficiency. Okay. So selection criteria, just give me a second. Yeah. So the selection criteria, whenever the RPA is getting implemented, you have to understand the business drivers. What are the business drivers? Is the self-serve and digital transformation, customer service, complaints or churn? It's low, less than 10%, or high, greater than 50%. People in an organization, large back office teams, high ratio of staff to customer. We have to understand, organization has to analyze whether what kind of customer, how many customers they have, and what kind of staff they have put. Does they really require that huge staff to serve that kind of customers? Processes and policies, high volume manual processes. How much processes are manual? Processor where offshoring precluded. IT landscape, multiple legacy application, major transformation programs, project portfolios, lean and other process optimization initiatives. Location, geography, high cost countries, high cost growth countries. and governance and outsourcing. So we analyze whenever selection criteria of RPA happen, what process, we analyze based on these dimensions that this particular process can be managed or controlled. Then analyze whether it's a low, lesser than 10%, greater than 10, 50%. We take the actions accordingly. Okay, for each and every dimensions, you see there's a different set of activities which we have said. Okay, so based on these, we take the decisions. So this slide is really important. You keep this handy, like this image, that which help you to understand which processes can be automated or which process we can leave it for now. It's not like I'm saying that you have to, any organization has to completely automate the whole organization. It will never happen. But we identify the areas where we start, which process first needs to be automated, then which next processes. Okay. Okay, so these are some 7 key focus area where we put the rating. It's a like a different we need more time to discuss on all these pointers, but these are the opportunity prioritization framework. For example, a banking process might be having hundreds of different processes: loan application process, KYC process, HR process, multiple internal, external processes. What are the majority of prioritization? Which process needs to be automated first? You analyze based on these frameworks by understanding the previous slide and this slide. Okay, so basically these things helps in understanding how you analyze your current process, which needs to be automated. So ways to get started with RPA is very simple. We identify the complete process, like for example, loan accounting, statement reconciliation. Today you must have seen that earlier we used to take our passbook to the bank and get our bank statement printed. Today you automatically get your statement without any human intervention in between, on real time. That is the power of RPA. That is the power of complete automation. You don't have to go branch. When was the last time you went to the bank, any branch, to complete your banking services? So that is the power of RPA, because of which we are able to reduce our dependency on the humans and the branches. We are able to perform our banking activities from our home only. Okay. Similar with the insurance company, similar with a lot of other activities we are able to do. We are able to book our tickets, train tickets, flight tickets. These all are a kind of RPA which are happening. So quickly we will touch upon the IoT. Now the point is that you have the data, you are able to process the data. We have the automation, and you perform the automation. Now the question is that from where these data are coming. That is also important. Today, in the era of the Internet of Things, it's like almost everything is generating data. Your mobile, your laptop, your home automation, your fridge, your TV, in fact, ourselves, our smartwatches, almost everything is generating data. And those data are getting stored in cloud, and which is required special attention. My smartwatches are generating my health related data. My TVs are generating my viewing pattern behavior related data. My fridge is generating different kind of data. So today almost everything is connected to the internet. So the things which are connected to the internet, that's called Internet of Things. Okay. So in today's era where the IoT adoptions are very, very high, almost in the manufacturing organization, almost every device is working with the help of sensors. Those sensors are generating data. My transportation, logistics, those logistics or the vehicles are generating the data. So you can understand across the world, there is a research says that by 2025, around 500 billion devices will be connected to the internet across the world. So you can understand the size of data they will be generating. If there is so much data are getting generated, companies need robust system to analyze those data. Then again, put the same process of data science, RPA, AI, ML on those data to predict, to analyze the data and take better decision making. Okay, so if you can see this slide, interoperability required to capture, and complete 100% automation cannot happen without IoT devices. Without IoT devices, complete automation is impossible at all. Okay, so you need devices, those control work with the help of internet. Today's homes are getting automated. Today's factories are completely automated. My factories are running with the help of complete automations. Okay, so you need data. So 9 settings, so basically vehicle, home, offices, factories, retail environment, work site, human, outside, cities. You must have seen that there are smart stores are getting created where there will be no person. You just enter, take your whatever you went there to shop, you take your things, you went out, came out, automatically money getting deducted from your account. What is Google Pay? What is Paytm? These are the IoT based automation, because without your mobile and without scanning the QR code or putting the number, you won't be able to complete the complete transaction payment system. That is also IoT based automation. Okay, so the IoT is a very play a very crucial role in creating a complete automation or digital transformation. Okay, so Internet of Things, anything, any device, anyone, anybody, any services, any business, any path, any network, any place, anywhere, anytime, any context. We all must have seen the dependency of our dependency. When we go today, we don't ask for the addresses. Earlier, what we used to do, we stop our vehicle, we used to ask for the addresses from the random person. Today, we put on the Google map, we just go there. We have a dependencies on these devices now. We are too much dependent right now, and almost everybody is some way they are dependent upon these Internet of Things in some way. Okay, so the feed learner, various data learning, align appropriate type of learning system, present results, output data. These data also generate $1 million, $1 billion of worth of opportunities. Okay, you must have heard about the S-Ride. The S-Ride where like if I have a car, I can carry a few more people. How they are connected to me? We don't know each other, but we are connected to me. Okay, you can pick up it up on the way, and we can go to office together by saving money to each other. That's also one of the initiative opportunity gets created with the help of Internet of Things only. Okay, or these digital transformation impact. So why we need an IoT platform? And now in order to generate, control the IoT devices, let's say I have a home automation at my home, you need a platform from where you can control your home. You need an application from where you can switch on, switch off your tube lights. If there is an automation in your factory, you need a platform application from where you can control your machinery in your factory. You need a application to control your vehicles. So almost everywhere IoT is there. So you need an IoT platform. Those are called IoT platform. Okay. So single point for adapting protocols and data models for gathering the information and managing the communications. Easiness for adding new business application, create common best practices for IoT solution. And these platforms actually help generating the data. Journey of data in IoT happens. If you can see, there's a user interface. User interface can be internet, website, or can be your application in your mobile. So data processing, which goes to cloud or blockchain infrastructure. We will come to about blockchain as well. Then intelligent edge devices, those who are collecting your data. It goes to the cloud, it goes to analytics, and accordingly, the reports get generated in user interface. They can see the information out of it, or they can control their devices as well. Okay. So this is all about IoT, very crux at a high level. This is all about IoT. So IoT also plays a very crucial role in the whole blockchain, whole digital transformation ecosystem. Now the last, one of the very important part of any digital transformation is the blockchain. So till now you might have analyzed that after generating so much of data, we all are at the risk that what if someone misuse our data? What if someone misutilize our data? What if someone hack us? What if someone like you can say manipulate us based on our data? They can manipulate us. So the blockchain is created for the security and transparency. So the blockchain, this is called the biggest invention of after the internet itself. So the biggest itself, what happens, this blockchain, why this blockchain is getting created, the blockchain is nothing but a distributed database. So distributed database means in our traditional technology, we all are familiar with our traditional technology system. And the traditional technology, what happens, there is a backend server where your data gets stored. There is a front end where where you can see your data. Okay. Now the blockchain analyzes that your data is stored at one single server. So the breaking point, where the breaking of that one server, the probability is very, very high. What if we create the multiple servers where every server has the replica of data on each server, and every server is working as a consensus framework? When, let's say, any trigger or any activity started to happen, any transaction starts to happen, unless or until these, let's say there are 5 different servers and all 5 server has the copy of each other, but the decision making or completion of transaction will only happen when majority of the server in the favor of the completion of that particular transaction. Then only that transaction will be completed. It creates the better security comparison to today, where only one server, even if you hack one system, you hack the whole system. One server, you hack the complete system. But in the blockchain, unless or until you hack the majority of the servers, you won't be able to control the whole system. That's the whole concept. So the blockchain came in the picture in 2009 when there's we don't know the group of people named Satoshi Nakamoto. His idea was to that he wanted to remove the intermediaries in between. He wanted to remove the banking system and all these intermediaries in between, and he wanted to enable people to send and receive money one-to-one without having a banking system in between. But he won't be able to, and in a digital way, but he won't be able to do that unless he creates a complete transformation, a very, very trustable system. So what he written a white paper, he come up with a theory that rather than having a one server, I will create a distributed ledger technology where there will be n number of servers, and every server will have a replica of the copy of data copy of each other. And every installation of the system, every transaction or every algorithm or application will be installed in the form of the smart contract. The smart contract is nothing but a the coding in which they write the complete codes that how the system, like if I put this, press this button, then this particular transaction will be completed. Then everything is stored in the form of smart contract, and these all server will be connected to each other to work in the form of consensus framework. When all server will be on the same consensus, then only the transaction will be completed. Now on top of it, what he did that he created an ecosystem where once the entry is done into the system, it cannot be immutable. It cannot be mutable. So basically, once the entry is done in the blockchain system, it should not be changed. It should not be changed. So it's immutable and it becomes a single source of truth and secure. Okay, so that's created the whole blockchain concept. Now there is a question, there is so much hype of around blockchain technology. Has it really taken off as expected? I will say yes. In fact, it is taking better than what is expected. Let me tell you why. Because initially blockchain came up with the concept of cryptocurrencies only, but today blockchain is beyond cryptocurrencies now. Okay, it's the majority of the adoption of the blockchain happening in the private blockchain. Okay, it's happening in the form of private blockchain, not in the, see, public blockchain is also there. We all have to understand two things very clearly. We sometimes miss or we get confused when the cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. See, Cryptocurrency is a digital currency which works on the underlying technology of the blockchain. Blockchain is the main technology of a distributed ledger smart contract. Now imagine if you remove the cryptocurrency out of it, and whenever, let's say, even your WhatsApp, even your Facebook, even your internet banking system are getting hosted over the blockchain-based system, then imagine the transaction which are happening, which will happen more and more secure way. There is no need of cryptocurrencies in there. So today's organizations are adopting the private blockchain ecosystem for their needs in there. So they are implementing these applications, their AI/ML based models, their RPA based processes models on top of blockchain based ecosystems. Okay. So the another question, more space will require, there will be a traffic problem. See, another problem, Bala, it's not like that. Blockchain, you don't have to store all the information over the blockchain. There's a new evolution. Everything has the evolution. So evolution happened that there is a concept of on-chain and off-chain. So there will be, let's say, the heavy files, they automatically get stored in your traditional centralized systems only, but transactional values can be controlled or stored over the blockchain-based systems. So those transaction values don't take much of the space. Even, for example, Ethereum blockchain network, even you can become, make your laptop as a server on the Ethereum blockchain network. You know, it comes in 2015, millions and millions of transactions happened on that. Even what it will do, first it will bring you up to the speed, it will download each and every transaction happened till now. It will take around a maximum of 18 to 20 GB only. So the millions of transactions in 18 to 20 GB only max. So it's not like that. So it's always recommended in the blockchain, you only store those data which is important in nature. The supporting information can still be stored over the on-chain or off-chain, basically a centralized database. So we are not saying centralized database is bad. The point is that the mix of on-chain, the data which is going over the on-chain and the data which is going off-chain or the centralized, creates the new kind of architecture which is on-chain and off-chain model. Okay. So the blockchain key important point, its access management is pretty robust. Privacy is protected by cryptography. No central authority. See, in our traditional system, there is a central authority who has a control over the information. They can manipulate things. But if it is over a blockchain, then every transaction which is happening over a blockchain-based system will only happen according to the smart contract. If the contract says my information should be used in this particular format, my information will only be used in that particular format. System will not allow any organization to use my system, database data in some for different purposes. Okay, so this is the blockchain. It creates a like quickly there are three kind of blockchain: public, consortium, and private. Publics are, and always just a very quick view. Cryptocurrencies are always aligned with public blockchain. No consortium and private blockchain has the cryptocurrency. So whatever cryptocurrencies you are all listening, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ether, or other, those all are public blockchain. Consortium where 10 or let's 5-10 entities come together and form a consortium network and create their network for their own purposes. Private, any organization implement private blockchain for its private used purposes. Smart contract is indispensable for blockchain. It's immutable, Dr. Suhasin. Okay, it's completely immutable. There seems to be close association between technology and finance. Yes, of course, there is a close association between technology and finance, and but it's not like only if it's not like only finance for the financial sector. Even manufacturing organization, any system, any industry, they are using this blockchain technology, because finance is something every organization uses. Okay, and they all have the financial structure. They all want to manage things. Even the supply chain, they want to manage. Basically, even one fraud can create a huge amount of financial loss for the organizations. So these all are controlled with the help of these blockchain technologies. Okay. So quick thing, the benefits of blockchain, it's transparency, decentralized, it's giving more power to user, quick transaction, low cost, no intermediaries. The biggest thing is no centralized intermediaries in between, and its database is completely reliable. So now imagine, now see the picture as a whole for the digital transformation. You started with analytics. You want to put analytics. You want to analyze your data. Now you put the automation. You gather the data with the help of IoT-based devices. Now you secure the data with the help of blockchain. This together complete the whole ecosystem and create the better digital transformation ecosystem for the organization, for the people, for the government bodies, for everyone in fact involved. So this huge scope for these new age technologies the coming. So one question, Dr. Suganti, how are cyber crimes prevented and safety of a data preserved? See, there are a lot of use cases, Dr. Suganti, which are getting created with the help of these new age technologies. For example, with the help of AI/ML models, let's say you have a patterns, you know the patterns of any financial crimes. You can create a ML machine learning based model based on those patterns, so that whenever the transactions are happening, it gives you the alert immediately. Okay, this something kind of patterns again is happening in this particular geography, particular area, particular person, particular people. It can give you the analysis that likely of cyber crimes are happening high in this particular space. It can give you the recommendation accordingly, because data gives you the historical access of everything. So cyber crimes can become more completed. Now the another thing is that with the increase of this digital access for every user, every person, we are most likely to fall prey for these crimes. So let's say this blockchain based system can prevent, help us, because if the person who should not be the participant in any network or any system, if somehow they entered, they won't be able to complete their transaction. It will save ultimately these cyber losses or the crimes, because ultimately we want to make our data secure. They won't be able to access our data. They won't be able to analyze our data. So outsider, those who don't have the access to the system, because of these blockchain security, they won't be able to access the data. They won't be able to understand, or they won't be able to misuse our data accordingly. So these together, all these technologies are solving a lot of problems. You can create n number of use cases based on these with the help of these technologies. So I'm not going quickly here. So this is a blockchain growth. Some person asked what is the growth of this blockchain. So it's assumed by 2025 it will reach to the maturity. Blockchain adoption is considered mainstream and integral to capital market ecosystem. Okay, so currently we are in the growth phase, where the banks and majority of the organization, they already started utilizing the blockchain in some of their use cases or proof of concept. So not only outside, in fact in India, even in India, the Andhra Pradesh government and even Tamil Nadu government, I believe, also Haryana government and some states already started implementing blockchain in their land registry records, because one of the biggest fraud area is the land registry in India, where whose land belongs to whom. There is a lot of litigations are against each and almost every land. So imagine your informations are getting stored over the blockchain based network. It cannot be immuted. It cannot be changed from the backend as well. Even any corrupt official cannot change the information from the backend. Even the owner of the block system cannot change the information in the blockchain based system. So imagine it can reduce a fraud. It can reduce the litigations on the land registry. So blockchain tipping point, it's assumed by 2027, 10% of the world GDP will be on the blockchain technology. And trust me, it's huge. It's such a huge that like almost majority of the system application will be running over the blockchain based system. So almost every organization started realizing the benefit of the blockchain, and they started implementing in some way in their area. So till now, what are the majority blockchain adoptions are happening? Corporate registration, land registration, entitlement management, identity management, digital currencies, governance, healthcare, interdepartment voting. These are the areas, and these are the real use cases. Somewhere in the world, these use cases are happening over the blockchain-based system. Okay. So, status of blockchain in India, I will quickly go that TCS in 2018-19 only, they generated around $200 million in annual revenue from its blockchain practices. So I think I'm done. Just wanted to quickly highlight a few things. So this is all about the blockchain. So you all can understand there are, in order to achieve the complete end-to-end digital transformation, you need help from these various technologies, various innovation, new age technologies. And then only you will be able to achieve a robust digital transformation. So I hope you all at least able to understand what digital transformation and what is the role of these new age technologies in this digital transformation initiatives by the organization. So Kavita ma'am, I think I am done here.
Ma'am, we can't hear you, ma'am. Ma'am, participants, any 1 or 2 questions quickly, please. We don't have much time, just 1 or 2 questions from the participants.
Yeah. So Manish, that was a session completely loaded with information, and I think 2 hours will not be sufficient because you have just loaded us with all the latest technologies. So I think nothing is left out as of now. And I think we need to have separate sessions on these, especially blockchain, artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoT, RPA, and so on. So that was a wonderful session. And I think simultaneously you were also answering our participants' queries. If there's any particular query from the participants, we can take up those queries, and Manish would love to answer. So any particular question from the participant side? Anyone?
Yeah, this is Balasubramanian. I just want to know why, though when the blockchain is so robust, why government is not allowing cryptocurrency into India? Maybe it's a general question.
Yeah, sure, Bala. And I think that's a right question. Bala, actually, problem is, see, again, I'm saying the majority of the people are confused between cryptocurrency and blockchain. See, we have to understand it's so robust that you cannot track. Cryptocurrencies are created for the purpose so that it cannot be tracked. If you understand the cryptocurrencies in little more in detail, the way cryptocurrencies are created, Bala, I can send 1 Bitcoin from my wallet, Bitcoin wallet to you. No third party, no any federal institution can track that money at all. It's impossible for track because that's a transaction between you and me. It's impossible for anyone to track who sent the money to whom. So it actually derails the whole federal structure, you can understand, right? Because government want to have a control. They want to understand from where the money is going to whom, right? So if the cryptocurrency, so that's why Indian government is type of, I'm not saying it's completely illegal in India. It's not illegal, to be very frank. It's not supported by the federal government till now. There is no law in India that it is illegal, but it's a recommendation by the various government institution not to use cryptocurrencies, because the problem, government has a problem that they won't be able to track the complete journey of the cryptocurrencies. That is the major reason why government is kind of not allowing the cryptocurrencies to use that, because they have a doubt that whatever purpose these cryptocurrencies can be used. It might be used for the terror funding. It might be used for bribing. It might be used, can be used for anything else. So this is one of the hesitation which the government has. That's why they are kind of not allowing it. But it's not like it's illegal in India. Again, I'm saying there is no law says in India its cryptocurrencies are illegal. But what is important for the government, what is important for everyone is the underlying technology of the cryptocurrency, the blockchain technology. You remove the cryptocurrency out of its structure, you use the blockchain for your various use cases.
Yeah, thanks.
So that's the answer.
I understood that. Yeah, fine.
So who is the regulator authority for blockchain technology?
That is what I said. There is a problem in the blockchain. There is no regulator at all. That is why government is not kind of backing this cryptocurrency, because
Distributed.
there cannot be any regulator. See, it's a system. It's a standalone independent system. No regulator can exist, first of all, in there. That is the major challenge with the, that's why when Bitcoin came in the market, that was the intention, that there should be no third party intermediaries. So the moment you put regulator in between, there will always be some intermediaries in between who will control the supply and demand of the cryptocurrencies. But since there is no regulator, no intermediaries, it's only a two people job. Who is sending the money, who is receiving the money, that's all. There is no involvement of anyone else. That is actually scary for the government. And let me be honest, that's very, very scary for the government. Like this system don't need any regulator at all. This cryptocurrency, I'm not talking about the blockchain, cryptocurrency structure don't need any regulator at all. But from the various use cases point of view, you can derive your own use cases, develop your own use cases.
Has anyone implemented blockchain in India for their personal own use?
There are a lot of companies has used. Aditya Birla Group has used for their supply chain, in the textile supply chain. Andhra Pradesh government has used for implemented for land registry. Haryana government has implemented for land registry. It's still at a very small scale, not at a very vast scale, but it's already implemented. ICICI Bank has implemented for their credit invoicing for finance system. And after this PNB chaos which happened, after that these government banks has already started implementing, identifying the blockchain, so that loan should not be given unless or until these some paperwork and all these are completed. Blockchain system is completed, right? So there are a lot of things are happening already in India. There is a huge market in India for the blockchain use cases.
Thanks.
Sir, your 46% is across the world. You mentioned.
Finance is across the world. It's across the world, and this is the old data. This data is changed now. I'm sorry, but that's the old data right now, and that's around 1 year back old data. Today's dynamics is completely changing. The way they are adopting, everyone is
Okay.
adopting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Actually, just to add on, tomorrow morning we have a session by Mr. Naveen Surya. He is the chairman of FinTech Convergence Council and also the chairman of Blockchain Council of India. So you can reserve all your questions more for Naveen Surya tomorrow morning. He's joining us from Bombay. Okay. So Manish, it was so lovely again to have you. I can always count on you. That session was really, really wonderful. And we look forward to have more sessions from you in the future as well. So we'll plan many more sessions on these latest technologies that are really transforming the whole business world. So thank you so much, Manish. I know it's Monday morning. It's so difficult to get people like you. But then you were so kind enough to join us for this faculty development program. And we are all grateful to you. And on behalf of College of Management, our Dean and our entire management faculty, I thank you so much for joining.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks, everyone. Please be safe, stay safe. And your research is really, really helpful in all these areas, technological advancement. Thanks a lot. Thank you for.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So Thank you, Manish. So thank you, participants.